job. Get down in the car, one time give it all. Bust it open hard, let me see you drop.
So today we have got a massively busy day. Well, I say massively busy. I've currently got the GoPro in a new sort of position. Don't know how I've not figured this before, but basically got a baseball cap on. Got it clipped to the top of the peak so you can see what I'm looking at rather than looking at my ugly mug. So we're going to start by getting this out the garage, the Integra. I've got to pop out in it. Got to pop and get the new exhaust gasket from Braided Honda. Then I've got to pop to see someone to get some tracking, get the tracking booked in, because I'm going to try and replace the track rod ends later this afternoon, if not tomorrow. I've got to go and see the people that refurbed my alloys because they got stained ever so slightly from the brake dust on the first track day at Alton Park. And because of that, I'm going to go and see them. They've asked me to go back down and show them, so that's what I'm going to do. It's quite nice having the what's it called up there, the GoPro, because I've got both hands free to do what I need to do. So I'm going to chuck handy little bag of GoPro bits in there, get in here. Hey. No, can you see it in there? Look, I can see it, but that doesn't mean that you can. We're also going to have a go, if we get some spare time, at mounting a GoPro on the dashboard here. I've got the sticky pads in my pocket ready to go, so looking at the angle of that, I'm probably going to put a flat one on it, but I need to make sure it'll stick and make sure it's clean before I do that, because I've seen people sticking to it and they don't work. It's a nice angle like that would be good for the for track day footage. Oh, I need to open the garage door. Idiot. We'll start it up first and I'll jump out. Be quite interesting to see actually what this GoPro can actually see right now while it's on my head here. I'm going to get the GoPro mounted, this one mounted on the window, and then we're going to look at going to where we need to go today. We're now going to go to the Honda garage. We're actually going to go what I would describe as the long way, because there's roadworks, traffic lights absolutely everywhere. I'm going to see if I can go straight down and over this island, but we'll have to see what the traffic lights get into it, and it already looks terrible. Sound. The Integra's booked in 9 o'clock 30th. They do open at 8:30, but they said they'll still be full of cars, so if I get here for 9 o'clock it'll be straight on the ramp, done. Then I'll be back home, go and fetch a trailer, load it up, get ready to go to Cadwell. I love it when a plan comes together. Right, let's get on the road. Can't wait to get this exhaust off today. Listen to it rattle. Goddamn thing. It's rattling where the exhaust is on the rear hanger. The rubber for it is really stretched over to the one side, but the exhaust still looks sort of central in the hole for the bumper, and it's just rattling on the body. So when I've replaced it, I might have to give it a quick lick of paint just to stop it going rusty, because it's Japanese, and Japanese imports, they like a bit of rust. There's a few patches on it already, but nothing I'm going to worry about. So by the looks of it, we're having some problems with parking. got a busy day. Right. That'll do. Right, I'll go and get my parts and then I'll be back. One brand new exhaust gasket direct from Honda themselves. Less than 25 quid. Absolute bargain. Right. Let's get to the Planet Alloys in Aldridge. It's now just after lunchtime. Been for a nice run around Chasewater. I've not got the keys for the garage. Basically, I'm waiting for Terry to come round so I can change the front brake pads on his Megane, and then I'm going to start taking the original exhaust off of the Integra. For this part of it, what I'm actually going to do is just jack up the car and start covering the... Alright, that scared both the cats. Jack up the car and start covering everything in not WD-40 but GT85, like exhaust bolts, manifold bolts, exhaust hangers. It's all got to come off. There's a complete system going on it from the engine back, so bear with us. I'm also going to get on this lovely bit of rack in here, I'm going to put another GoPro that's going to be plugged into the wall, so I can have a time lapse so you can see everything going on. I am going to stop it when Terry gets here because we're going to be working out on the drive instead. So let's do this. So, it's now Wednesday evening. I started the Integra, well, started taking it apart on Friday, and I had some difficulties where, to be honest, it was my technical ability that couldn't get the manifold out of the gap. My friend Tom come round and he got it. He basically went, the heat shield's the problem, took the heat shield off, and the manifold pretty much fell out the bottom, so that's good. Now, the reason I've not worked on it since then is because I've been waiting for this. In these boxes is my solid fab system. Now what we should have is the big bore manifold with a sports cat and then a 3-inch V-banded system with a super silent catback and resonator. I need it to be MOT friendly and quiet enough to be able to drive to the Nürburgring in May. So let's see what we've got in the box. What I've accidentally just done there is got all excited, opened the boxes, and I've had it on burst on the camera, so I've not actually been videoing anything. But I took 227 pictures or something, and I dropped the GoPro on the floor. But look at this lovely 3-inch V-band there. Try and get the sports cat out of the box. Where's the knife gone? Trying my best to work on it low down and have this on the floor, just because I don't want to drop it and damage it. Whoa. More bits. 3-inch sports cat. I was going to say, what direction does it go? But the lander sensor gives it away a little bit, because there's one on the manifold, so this will connect to the manifold, and this hopefully will be after it. Otherwise it's pretty pointless having two sensors right next to each other, and I've worked that out all on my own. Jesus, he's a big boy. Oh, look at the size of that. Look at that compared to my arm. I hope that fits in the gap that it's got, because that is delightful, and it's huge. Got a nice solid fab emblem there. Let's put this down. Luckily, got a hose pipe on the floor to stop it scratching. Resonator. Yep. That's going to do some resonating. He's actually really big. I was expecting some little diddly things, to be honest, but it's a big resonator. And then I've got the pipe which runs between the manifold, well, the sports cat and the resonator. What does this say? Anything exciting? No. But what an absolute beauty. I'm impressed. Solid fab systems for a piece of artwork. Try and get it in the light so it doesn't roll off. So, I haven't recorded me wrestling with that exhaust to get it on, but I can confirm that it's in and it fits. We've got a nice shiny new manifold down here with new manifold gasket and new exhaust mounts. Under here, I don't even know if you can see that. Nice shiny new bit of pipe all the way along. And then we come towards the back of the car. We've got a 4-inch straight cut tip, which you actually can't really see on the camera. It fits that hole in the bumper pretty damn nicely. And then under here we've got the monster of a back box, which I can't get the camera to focus on. And we've got a resonator down there which you can see shining just about. I am impressed. I like it. I can't start the car as it stands for two reasons. This V-band clamp decided once I tightened it up, the exhaust wasn't in the right place, so I had to loosen it to adjust it, and it didn't want to go, and then it gave up. In the next couple of days or week or so before next Thursday, being the 30th, I'm going to have new rocker cover gasket, new VTEC solenoid gasket, new oil filter, and I'm going to drain the rest of the oil out of it and put fresh in. One Trackday at Alton Park made the oil from January this colour, so it would appear that it's pretty damn burnt and used already. So with the oil cooler on, which is fitted down in the front grille area, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? You can see the bolt, the knuckles for it. Oh, there we go. We'll have all that fitted. I won't be getting that on video. I don't know if Tom wants to be on video, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'll give you an update when we start it back up. I've got some cracking of paint here, and I've actually got a friend who's going to come round And we're going to mask all of this up, sand these towers down, and just give them a bit of a lick of paint, make sure they're not too rotten. Which, to be honest, it just looks like surface. And it's the same on the opposite side as well. So we're going to do both of them, sand them down, paint them up. Then these two brackets here have got to come off after the next track day, and there's a front JP Cages strut brace going on. I believe it's an ultra race one. And that bolts to the bulkhead where these are and to the strut towers. So it's a straight bar between the strut towers and then 2 bars going back. So we should be very rigid. But the only reason I'm buying that is to stop that paint cracking again, because I don't want it to give up on me, to be honest. It looks worrying, but I think it's a lot less worrying than what it looks. So the next time you'll see me on the video should be first start up with the solid fab system. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to it. So, see you soon. I've just topped up, put oil in the engine. As you can see, got a GoPro up here getting a nice time lapse. I'm just about to start it up for the first time because I've got oil in it. I've actually opened the garage door just a little bit and the back one. And the good news is I've got proof of a breeze coming through, because I do need that. Basically, I need to run the engine up now, get it up to temperature, so the thermostatic oil cooler will open and pump some oil around the cooler. Because otherwise, if I was to just leave it, I'd end up with the incorrect amount of oil in the engine. And that's not ideal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the Bluetooth speaker off. I'm going to put this down here, get ready for a first start. Bit of smoke. I believe that's a good thing, because that's just burning off the oils from where it's been cut and dried. Everything seems to be pretty normal. Got some wheels spinning. So we'll let this warm up now. We've got a bit of smoke coming from here. I think that could be it's either the manifold leaking, the manifold to the head, which is not ideal because I've got a brand new gasket on it. We'll see what it does when it warms up. Hopefully it's just fluid on the outside burning up a little bit because it's getting warm. It is definitely warm down there, so bear with. Since starting the car back up and having a lot of things disconnected, which number one I think was the lander sensor, we've got the engine management light on. So what I'm going to do is just plug in this little Bluetooth OBD reader and see what I can find, because the Bluetooth OBD reader actually reads on the Talk app on the radio. I need to connect it first, so settings, wireless LAN, save networks, OBD, Wi-Fi connector, not in range. It's definitely turned on, you can see the LED connected. Right, let's try again. Profile DC5. Not connected to ECU. I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to try and get this to connect to the radio, which is turned off because I've started the car, and just see if I can find out what the fault code is, and then I'll give you all an update. Right, so literally all I've done is turn the car on, opened up this torque app again, and I've got blue and yellow flashing lights now. So that's good. Now let's have a look at the fault codes. Tap here to scan. Reading fault codes, this may take some time. Well, that's sound in it. Powertrain. So intake air temperature circuit high input, an O2 sensor heater circuit. Let's see if we can clear them. Clearing faults. Did I unplug any of the sensors? Well, it's come straight back already. Wonder if I've damaged one of the cables on the lander sensor, which I can bet you that I have. No. Apparently we're not connected to the ECU again, so that's good. We are definitely connected, it says so here. Fault codes. On another note, the new exhaust actually sounds quite nice. It sounds nicer than the old one, which I only found out recently. The old one sounds pretty damn good as well. O2 sensor, heater circuit. I mean, I'll have a Google of what that could be. It's either going to be the before cat or after cat, and I'll be honest, I think it's before the cat. The reason for that is I had to take off the manifold to get the anti-roll bar back on, and rather than unplugging the cable, which I wrestled with the first time, I decided to just spin it really gently until it came out. So I might have twisted them and damaged some of the cores. I believe there's 4 going to it, so I could have knackered one of them up, which isn't an ideal situation, but as long as the car runs, I'm okay with that. I can get that replaced. Might cost a bit of money, but I can get it replaced. Oi, new exhaust sounds mint. Need to take it on a test drive, don't I?